Hey, it's Andrea from Doing Business as Yourself. And what I wanted to talk about today is actually got triggered by or inspired by an ad that I saw on Facebook today. I don't even know if it was an ad. It might have just been a video. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's how seamless marketing can be. It can be that seamless if you're being yourself the way that social media is meant to be. So what I see people do is try to sell things on social media. And instead of selling things on social media, what they end up doing is alienating everybody in their entire audience base, whether there's somebody who might have been a client or a excuse me, or a customer or whatever. And it's a huge mistake because they're just this side on the wrong side of what could actually be making sales. And ironically, maybe it's this day and age, whatever it is, me in my gray t-shirt and my dog on my lap and my dirty gloves next to me and my, whatever else is going on. There's a trampoline in our yard. Things that people can relate to is is what actually ends up making sales in a funny way. See, I'm here cutting my head off, and who cares? So it's hard to imagine that this is true, and it's really hard to get people to do it. So here I am in the morning, first thing, just sitting. I just finished my breakfast. I had leftover mashed potatoes and green beans, and they're really good. I am a real mashed potato fan. Um, you can hear in the background, you can hear the birds that are in, I think, oh, there's a dog, but you can usually hear the chickens. There's a rooster. There's these pheasants that are next door. They're the next door chickens and pheasants, and there's a couple ducks. And just putting yourself in your environment, showing people that you're a real person, um, it just makes all the difference in the world. People are getting ripped off, even in the spiritual space, any space. It doesn't matter. So I am the last person I would have expected would be in the spiritual space. I've never been a seeker, particularly. I love finding solutions. So in a way that's how I ended up in the human design space. I think I saw that people were, well, that's actually not how I ended up there. I'm a 1-3, so the third line profiles bump into things, literally. So it took only the two words human design to send me. So the first line is investigator. Second line or third line is it's called martyr, but it basically is about bumping into things and trial and error and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So it literally took one person that I was listening to for a completely different reason, mind you, saying the words. She asked for my birth time. She said, "Do you know what when you were born?" And yeah, I did. So I gave it to her and I said, "Why?" And she said, literally, she said just the words human design, and it sent me down the rabbit hole. Here I am, almost 6 years later, and I couldn't have imagined that would be what happened. But what I saw in that in the information that then I started to dig up and then figured out that a lot of it was not true online, or either unavailable or not true, like it wasn't original material, which is where I've ended up having to go because of this first line thing, which is all about foundational information. um, I I ended up here, and I've had an unexpected, unanticipated opportunity to then sell to people in a way, and it's always this way, it doesn't matter what I'm talking about, sell to people in a way that they turn around and thank me for selling them a thing. Okay? That's a huge other, just this other side of the zone of transactions. So most people live on the what I'd say is the wrong side of transaction, because they're either not making offers, or they're trying to sell things that they think people want, instead of selling people things that they already know they want. I don't know how to explain that except to better, except to offer what I've always done is offered, so I'm also observed in my environment. That's one of the 4 arrows that are near your head on the body graph. And what I've seen is that showing people behind the scenes makes a lot of difference. So maybe showing you, your Chihuahua on your lap doesn't work the same for you, but it does. Look at that boy. This is Chachi. We have 2, but the other one lives with my daughter now. She moved out during COVID. Both of them did. I have 2 daughters, and they both moved out during COVID, which is crazy. Anyway, total sidetrack, and that's the point, is that it's okay to get sidetracked. It's okay to show people your warts. It's okay to show up without makeup on a video. It's okay to always wear gray t-shirts. Actually, I started wearing gray t-shirts because I was getting hindered by having to change my clothes for videos. So if I'm always wearing gray t-shirts, who knows if it's the same gray t-shirt or not? It often is. But it becomes a non-blockage. And so I guess, and so so I hadn't even actually intended to make an offer on this video, but I do have something that's brewing that is a combination of what I've always done with what I am doing now. So I've always done affiliate marketing and online sales guidance and helping people figure out where it is that they're stuck. And I've since, for the last, it'll be 6 years in July, been doing this human design thing. I only know the exact date because I know when that lady messaged me, and that was the start. There was like straight down the rabbit hole that day. It was July 15th, 2015. And it's so funny, there was a thread in a group recently where it's like somebody with a defined ego said, everyone with undefined egos knows how long they've been in their experiment, as if that was something to prove. And it isn't something to prove. I just happen to know that detail. There is some kind of, and I'm not even making excuses, it's hilarious because it's true. People with an undefined ego do know how long they've been in touch with this, and the people it's just hilarious. Anyway, so back to this possibility, and it's something that came up on a call that I had yesterday that also was unexpected. I was coming in from running a couple errands, had just stopped in the driveway. Someone messages me, can we get on a call and talk about this thing that I'm going to tell you about? So just to backtrack a little bit, about 10 years ago, I think it's been almost 10 years now, my mentor, I had a business mentor, a lifestyle mentor, who passed away a couple years ago, who did a training that is called Secret Beliefs. I think the original version is called Secret Beliefs to 100K, and it's specific to a particular idea of business and presenting yourself and so forth. But it turns out that it's got life lessons in it galore. I had used it right up until I met human design, and then I kind of abandoned it. I had used this as sort of a mind shifter piece that was pretty important in what I was doing, guiding people in their online adventures, online sales adventures, online product creation, online video creation, online audience building, the whole 9 yards. All of that kind of stopped when I met human design because I was so engrossed in it. Like I was just so suddenly awash with it everywhere. And I feel like just now, really in the last year, maybe, have I felt like there's a way to gracefully, I guess is the word, mesh the two together. I even have had a business group since it's been 4 or 5 years now. I think it's almost 5 years old. This business group called Projectors in Business, which it turned out was not quite the right targeting, because all projectors in business is just too big of an umbrella. Um, doing because and doing business as yourself turned out to be better because not everybody who's a projector in business actually wants to do business as themselves. They happen to be projectors, but they don't really find it convenient to be a projector, and so they kind of want to find workarounds and find. No, it's not that you can't find workarounds. They want to find ways that they can be a generator and still have projector success, which is impossible. Anyway, back to secret beliefs. I recently, maybe in the last 6 months, sold it to 3 or 4 people, maybe. Just as an aside, you should really, as I'm listening to them privately, like as a one-on-one client or in a session, I think you should have this thing. So they purchase this thing and then they watch it and give me feedback or not. I've come to a point where I understand how important a piece that has been in my entire existence with this online marketing stuff. I haven't been a millionaire. I haven't been a millionaire affiliate marketer or program seller person yet. I'm open to I'm not opposed. It just hasn't happened yet. But I have made hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so anything that I've done before can be done again. Anything that other people have done, you can do. It's not ever exactly the same way, though. And that's the problem. The problem is that people would like there to be they see and have often purchased many cookie cutter type programs, systems and whatever, and it doesn't work like that. You have to take the bits that work or, try some different things, take the bits that have worked, figure out where they can be woven with your design and implement it in a way that is not counterproductive to your design. So projectors in particular, wait for the invitation is this big confusing thing, really. But what happens is if you're doing marketing not in this self-first position, you end up having sales that you didn't ever imagine would have headed your way because you're being yourself without an agenda. I hope that lands. So here's me being myself without an agenda. I had yesterday thought, I can actually see where this secret beliefs in human design thing can fit together. More than I have ever seen. Now I've helped plenty of people with their figuring out where their projector, so I'm pretty projector heavy, but I've started working with one manifestor at the moment. I've worked with manifestors previously, but they're a little harder to reach in my experience. I don't have a lot of hands-on anything with generators, although this particular, I think this is another thing. It can bridge that gap between, I have a couple of generators that have been with me for probably 8-9 years, in and out. But I think that this is a training that could bridge the gap between that as well. Like it's universally applies. Human design, understand your design, and see the secret beliefs, the limiting beliefs that are present for you over time, because it's not like this, watch a video, watch a training, watch a lesson, and then suddenly it's revealed to you. There's some things that come to the surface right away, but there's some things that are, especially if you're emotionally defined, I think, and maybe mental projectors as well, because I want to say that self-projected falls in the middle somewhere. You can, and for everybody, really, it takes time. The deconditioning process, which is part of which, and maybe I love this secret beliefs part because it is foundational to deconditioning. you can't decondition with ideas about shoulds and think how things are supposed to be, because you will miss the you will miss it. You will miss the your mind will be too busy thinking it knows what it knows when it doesn't. It doesn't know anything. The body is what the human design is about, and taking the body through the life that it's meant to be taken through. Not taking, letting it go through the life that it's been meant to go through. So anyway, I have this thing. It's something secret beliefs and human design and secret beliefs, or so I haven't figured out what the title of it is. It needs to be it needs to be at least a one-off thing where we meet in person. So there needs to be at least a Zoom in the mix, but after you've watched the training. So this is one of the things that's really important for projectors, is to not show up in person until people have some skin in the game. And I'm not talking about financial skin. I'm talking about effort. I'm talking about attention. I'm talking about not wanting to be spoon-fed unless they're paying a shit ton of money. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of dollars for your time for a long, an extended period, 6 months, a year, 3 years, whatever it is. And that kind of an agreement can work, where you're intimately exploring someone else's design with them, and understanding the dynamics of their family life and their business life and what's happened from childhood, and like all of that can come into it. But this secret beliefs component paired with human design, I think, is kind of the keys to the kingdom in a way, or it can be for a lot of people. I'm not for everybody, and neither are you, and neither was Mark. Mark is my mentor who did this training, but he gets under your skin if it's right. I get under your skin if it's right, and letting people, the right people for you, in under your skin can change your perspective on everything. So I don't have a page ready for that. Maybe comment below. I don't even know where I'm going to put this video. I just turned on the camera and decided to make it. Hold on a second, let me think. Well, I think what I'll do is I'll put it on YouTube. I'll put it on YouTube because that's a good place to hold things. And once you've watched this, which you have by now, comment below secret beliefs. Tell me more about secret beliefs. Tell me more about my secret beliefs. And within the next, let's see, this is the beginning of, I don't even know what day it is. See, this is how I live. This is, yesterday was Monday, so today's Tuesday, and sometime by the end of the week, I'm aiming, I'd like to have something together that we can actually move forward, because it doesn't take much. I can create an offer, and you can do this too. You have an idea, you can create an offer, say, hey, who wants to show up for this? And then do it. Okay? It's really that simple. And I'll show you after the fact, once this thing is in place, how it has worked out. And it will have stemmed the beginning. This is the beginning of the marketing effort. Because honestly, I didn't know that's what I was doing. I had the idea yesterday that it would come together, and it sat there overnight, and now I want to do it. And so this is the beginning of, there's a hawk up there. You wouldn't be able to see it. Yeah, so this is the beginning of that. This is the beginning of me being myself, showing people around, showing you around a bit of my yard, just whatever shows up. I didn't make a plan for any of this. And you tell me, do you feel like you know me better than you did from the beginning, like before you watched this? That's what sells things, is know. So you feel like you know me. Like, some people don't like me, and that's okay too. Trust, even the people who don't like me tend to trust me, I would think. But you can tell me different if you want to. And then comes the transactions. So it's know, like, trust, transact. And it really just, it's about noticing the opportunities for those transactions to happen. And it's not about this planning a thing for, I've been working on a project for the last 6 months to a year and now I'm ready to sell it. No, that's not how it works. You gather the eyeballs. So this is an eyeball gathering effort. It's not even an effort. It wasn't intended to be this. So I think you get the point. All right. Put your interest down in the comments. Put your interest down in the comments, and I will figure out where to gather the interested folks, and we'll go from there. Okay. All right. This shouldn't take a couple days to pull together, and then we'll maybe be on a roll for Monday even. I have a standing sacred beliefs conversation willingness for Mondays. So maybe next Monday, maybe this coming Monday, maybe the one after. Depends on what comes together. See, it's very flexible. All right, I'm going to stop rambling. I hope you have a super day. And Chachi does too. He's still exactly where he was. All right, see ya.